The European Union's getting a wake-up call, and it's partly thanks to Donald Trump. He has been vocal about Europe's reliance on America for defense. Now the EU is answering back with a bold new plan to ditch its security dependency on the US and start shopping closer to home. The EU just unveiled its Readiness 2030 strategy, and it's all about building a stronger, more self-reliant Europe. With Russia's threat looming, NATO estimates say they could strike again in 3 to 5 years. The EU's done waiting for someone else to save the day. The Kremlin says Europe has shown no signals of a peaceful settlement in Ukraine. Russia Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova stressed that while Putin and Trump push for diplomacy, Europe's militarization opposes these efforts.
Are there people in the European Union who have been able to talk about militarization with a perfect understanding of why? Are we witnessing people who take the microphone on the militarization of the European Union, those who have never been specialists in Europe? So European citizens can answer the question of who exactly is interested in talking to these high tribunes in the European Union on the topic of the militarization of the European Union.
Here's the deal. EU countries are being pushed to buy most of their military gear from European suppliers. Think air defense systems, artillery, drones, cyber warfare tech. Stuff to keep the continent locked and loaded. The catch? At least 65% of new purchases have to come from the EU, Norway, or Ukraine to snag EU loans. US, UK, and Turkish firms, they're out unless their governments sign security deals with the EU.
Today we put forward a plan to tackle the immediate threats and to build up European long-term defense. In doing so, we will help European countries meet their NATO capability targets. We do this not to fight the war, but to prepare for the worst, defend peace in Europe, and stand strong for a world where might cannot make right.
For years, 2/3 of EU defense spending went straight to US companies. Now, with Trump's administration shifting focus to America's borders and Asia, Europe's feeling the heat. Last month, Trump made it clear the US isn't playing global cop anymore, not for Europe and not for Ukraine, where war's been raging for 4 years.
450 million European Union citizens should not have to depend on 340 million Americans to defend ourselves against 140 million Russians who cannot defeat 38 million Ukrainians. We really can do better. It's time for us to take responsibility for the defense of Europe.
So what's on the shopping list? Joint purchases are targeting big-ticket items, like missile defense and ammo, plus cutting-edge gear for cyber and electronic warfare. And Ukraine's not being left out. 2 million artillery rounds a year, more air defenses, and cash for its defense industry, which is cheaper and right next to the fight. This is Europe saying, we've got this. Trump's criticism might have lit the fuse, but the EU's betting on itself, teaming up with NATO allies like Britain and Canada, sure, but making damn sure its future's built in Europe. Readiness 2030's the name, and self-reliance is the game.